A very good afternoon to you, Sibongile, and thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I imagine it is still very much a difficult situation for yourself and the other artists who are there with you. But do you feel that perhaps you should be, sort of not defying the court order and that you should be vacating, or are you saying that you're going to stay there until the answers you want you've gotten?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers. We feel that we should stay because, in essence, as citizens of this country, we have a right to be taken seriously, not to have state resources used against us. Using court orders against us instead of doing the right thing by us is actually more criminal. So we feel that the NAC should actually be the ones opening themselves up to being arrested for their criminal activities, because they've been doing this for many, many years. And now to turn around and think that they can just now use state apparatus against us is actually unacceptable. We have a right to these funds because they were put aside for artists, not for them to steal and give to their friends and cronies. It was actually put aside for artists who haven't worked for an entire year.
Mamgoma, are you not concerned that you guys are going to be forcefully removed? Because obviously probably the state is going to think, well, we have given you an opportunity to vacate as per the law, and you've decided not to, so therefore we will remove you forcefully.
Well, we're not very worried about being forcefully removed, seeing as the NAC itself, the management and board, said that there is no threat of being forcefully removed when we first raised the concern that they were refusing to engage because they were planning to forcefully remove us. And they claimed that when we said that they want to forcefully remove us, that it was fake news. So then the question remains, how are they planning to enforce this interdict now that we are not planning to move?
The Minister, Mamgoma Natim Tetwa, the Minister of Arts and Culture, has come out and said that, yes, the money was misappropriated. It didn't just go missing, and that there is something that is being done to ensure that artists do get their money, that the process is in place. Firstly, do you believe him? And secondly, is that a good enough reason?
Well, just to answer that, I will say, look at how our government has dealt with criminal activities within its own ranks. Now, how do you expect that artists who are not even taken seriously, who are still classified as vagrants, do you think that this government is serious about making sure that we are taken care of, or that those who have done bad things to us as artists will be brought to book? I doubt that very much. So it's time that citizens stood up for their rights. If the government won't do it, then citizens must do it. We must stand up for their rights. And we are not doing anything wrong here. We are peacefully waiting for answers and transparency. We are not breaking anything. We are not hurting anyone. We are just sitting in the offices waiting for them to be transparent. And if they cannot show where the money has gone, then they must openly declare that they have done wrong and then leave. Don't continue working and misappropriating more funds. They must actually step down, and then this place needs new management.
Mamgoma, just quickly before I let you go, obviously you're saying you want answers, that you feel those you've been given are not enough, and of course artists want the money that was set aside for them. But what exactly is it going to take? I ask you now today, and you're giving an answer, and perhaps, let's say, the Minister of Arts and Culture is listening and he wants to know, what is it going to take for Sibongile Mngoma and everybody else who is there in that sit-in to leave?
Okay, what it will take for us to leave is, one, release the list of who has been paid, how much have they been paid, and for which project. Two, pay up all the money immediately. Stop stalling. And then three, open yourselves up to an external investigation, and we're out of your hair.
Sibongile Mngoma, thank you so much for your time, ma'am, this afternoon here on All Angles. That is an artist, musician, jazz musician, that is Sibongile Mngoma. She is coming to us from the National Arts Council offices, where they've been staging a sit-in for several weeks now.